Hey guys, and welcome back to The Blender on scenestr TV. Today we're in New Jersey chatting to singer-songwriter and producer Suburban before racing back home to chat with prog rockers Caligula's Horse, who've just released their 5th album.
Perth's Revelation Film Festival director has reviewed our very first short film for us, and we're dropping another popular top 5 thanks to Aussie-Irish comedian Ciaran Lyons. To close out, we're going to get raucous again and dip into the scenestr TV vault to the time New York band Too Many Zooz played a gig in a Brisbane train station.
First, Gabby spoke with Suburban, aka Danny Maisonneuve, who racked up a crazy 150 million YouTube views for his single Cradles, and reached #1 on the alternative Billboard chart.
Most important question to start, Danny, how are you?
I'm doing good.
So listen, your debut EP, it's been out for, just over 2 months now. Congratulations. It is it's so expertly produced. How's the response been so far?
The response has been interesting because I haven't really been able to push the promotion that I would have liked to. It's just been a little slow, but I definitely was happy to see that the fans were there to receive new music finally after like what was a really long wait. I wrote it from the span of 2016 to 2018. Most of those songs were written during my adolescence. I'm 20 now. I was definitely in a very weird headspace. I had just dropped out of school. Funny enough, went into kind of like a self-isolation for 2 whole years. And I was dealing with a lot of turmoil and a lot of mental instability that was being treated at the time. There was a lot of things that I had to figure out just being a kid. It was a huge toll on my parents' conscience when I dropped out, essentially illegally. I didn't want to do anything in school. I didn't feel like there was a place for me to creatively do anything. And my mom, she hated that I dropped out. She thought it was like I'm half Taiwanese and she's a Taiwanese side, and in their culture it's like if you don't go to school you're a failure. Like if you don't finish, you're a failure. And I ended up going back to school, changed schools entirely, and I think I lasted 2 weeks until I ended up dropping out again.
Despite your mum being disappointed that you dropped out of school, I mean, look now, Cradles, for example, doesn't it have over 170 million streams on Spotify? How is it processing something like that? That is crazy.
I never expected the track to do this well. When I first released it about a year ago, more than a year ago now, the biggest number I had ever seen back then was I think 1 million or even less than that. It was in the 100,000s on my song Broken. I did not expect it to go viral on the internet, and then there was a whole course of gold records and stuff. I just didn't expect that at all.
Has there been any sort of nerves or pressure in releasing an EP after Cradles was so huge?
All that matters is that I'm building a portfolio, and that people are realizing I'm more than just Cradles.
So Danny, for someone who you said you self-isolated throughout your teens, even before this corona mayhem, how have you dealt with this sudden rise to fame?
Funny enough, when I dropped out of school, the first thing I said to my dad was, I'm going to get famous. Watch this. I was so f***ing confident, but at the same time, I lacked the most basic social cues. And I say this lightly, but I'm pretty sure me and my father are on the spectrum. I didn't know how to talk to girls. I didn't know how to talk to guys. I didn't know how to talk to anyone. It was a jump. It was hard to learn.
You were supposed to go on tour. Was it it was, pretty much now. What have you been doing to fill your time instead?
I actually have been doing a lot of productions for other people in the meantime too. I've been working with some artists I cannot name right now, but it's been fun to have another outlet than just my music, to be able to experiment with other types of genres and stuff. Yeah, mainly I've been playing Call of Duty Warzone nonstop.
When I was in year 11 and 12, I was big on Call of Duty as well.
Yeah. Which one?
Black Ops.
That was the turning point of my life.
I know, same. To the point, teachers are saying to my parents, she's sleeping on her desk at school. She's not sleeping enough because I was playing all night. It was bad. It was a bad time.
That happened to me during 7th grade with Black Ops 2. Black Ops 1 I was playing during 5th grade, 6th grade. And then when Black Ops 2 came out, I just lost it. I went on a complete addicted tangent. Then I started making a lot of friends in school through Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But we would never talk in school. We would only talk over the game.
Me too. No, me too. There's been, I think, what is it, 1 billion TikTok videos using Cradles.
It's been fun to see the community react to me being on the platform. I really didn't get any credit for the song until I made this one video back like in March or April last year. The TikToker who kind of started that dance trend, Rohan Aspa, it was essentially a Fortnite dance, but he added some like kick flips to it, and I did a duet to it with a little Comic Sans sign saying, of course my song got viral on TikTok through a Fortnite dance. The most recent one that really kicked off was Finley Draper. He did a glass cover, like with a bunch of glasses of water. I duetted it, set up my own little glass rig, and then I smashed it with a chair. That was the duet. It's just funny seeing it be reintroduced over and over and reincarnated.
So when you eventually do tour, what can fans expect?
They can expect me flailing my arms on stage. There have been a few videos that have circulated with that. Originally, I was going on tour with Melanie Martinez and Youngblood, and I just released merch for the
cool.
And I've got like 3 designs up on my store on thatsuburban.com.
So did you design your own merch as well?
Yeah, I did.
Nice. Artist, producer, songwriter, all the things. Congratulations, dude. Seriously. Thanks so much, Danny. It was so nice talking to you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
How down to earth and adorable is Danny? And his TikTok videos are crazy funny. Check them out. Back home, Brisbane progressive metal band Caligula's Horse were scheduled to tour North America prior to COVID-19, but we managed to catch lead guitarist and producer Sam Vallen just as they're releasing album number 5.
Love that you've got the mic as well. That's super professional.
Oh yeah, see, all of my teaching's just gone remote. So I'm a pro at all of this stuff. I'm a uni lecturer, so you can imagine how we've had to change everything drastically almost overnight. So yeah, this might look like I'm prepared. This is just my day job.
The state of the band at the moment, how are you guys getting along? You of course have a brand new album ready to come out. What's the past few months been like trying to get that prepared in this situation?
We've been, sitting on the album for 5 months. It's been done since roughly December, which is kind of how it goes. But usually we have distractions along the way. Usually we got gigs, or we've got, media creation, whatever it is that we're kind of spending our time doing. So this has been a really weird wait to get the album out. It's been a really isolated wait. We're all kind of going a little bit nuts waiting for it to come out.
For a bloke who's in a band called Caligula's Horse, how's your Roman history, Sam? Do you know the name of Caligula's Horse?
Incitatus, yeah. But I mean, see, we often get like fans comment like angrily, why didn't you call the band Incitatus? And or Incitatus? Actually, a little bit of controversy over how you pronounce it.
I've heard it both ways, yes.
But the answer is because we didn't name it after Incitatus. We named it after the story.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of there's a pretty big distinction there. Obviously, it matters to us a lot that, fans like it, that it's kind of received well, I suppose. But we obviously write the music for us first, because if we didn't, it would be a pretty hard situation. But once the album's out, as always, once the album's out, the next priority is getting on the road, making sure that we can support it everywhere and hopefully represent it as well as it can be in all of the different territories that we normally do.
I've been privy to a sneak preview of the album. I've got to say, it is sounding really good, Sam. Congratulations.
Thank you. I've been describing it as sort of the culmination of this idea that we've had for almost 10 years now, at least since the first record. With Rise Radiant, we wanted it to be one of those albums where every song has an identity of its own. We have been describing it as an album about getting back up again. So instead of valorizing being strong, standing strong, all of these kind of, almost cliched ideas of human strength, we wanted to play instead on the idea of fragility being a big part of strength, overcoming the inherent fragility in the human condition.
Is there ever such thing as that 3-minute radio edit prog rock song?
3.5 minutes, no. But a song like Slow Violence, I think, is probably the closest we've maybe had to that, where, it like, on paper, it's structurally quite simple. It's like it really doesn't have more than it needs to have. It's a sort of verse, chorus, bridge type song. I find it, frankly, easier to be able to spread something out as far as it can go than to condense it, to make it feel artistically fulfilled, even though it's quite short or it's quite contracted. No 3.5 minute song, but not far off. I think Slow Violence is probably as well as we've kind of done that, I reckon. And so, I mean, there are songs on this record that are fairly minimal in terms of their layout. Songs like Slow Violence, parts of Valkyrie, obviously parts of Resonate, parts of Autumn, where, it's just the band and little else, drums, bass, guitars. The listening experience then becomes much more varied. It's the same as You Can't Have Happy Without Sad. You need space to make that density mean something. We really hope that everyone who gets a chance to listen to it can kind of enjoy it in the same way that we do.
Hobbies, you're picking up again? Anything, skills, anything really that's just sort of keeping you from climbing those walls and losing it completely?
I had my first son February of last year, so he's coming up to 15 months now. So he keeps me pretty busy. But the other thing that I did was finish a doctorate sort of as I was writing the end of this record. And a lot of this year has just been kind of, going through final revisions and stuff for that. My plan is to play some video games and be a useless human being for a little while, but I probably won't, if I'm being honest.
Video game of choice, quick. Don't even think about it.
Dark Souls, like all of the Dark Souls games. Bloodborne's probably my favorite.
Sam Vallen from Caligula's Horse, thank you very much for joining me. And best of luck with Rise Radiant. We really do look forward to seeing you guys on the stage again soon.
Awesome, thank you. My pleasure. It's been a lovely chat.
Who wouldn't want Sam as their uni lecturer? He has a doctor's degree and enjoys playing video games. Perth's annual Revelation Film Festival has a veritable stack of on-demand films that we definitely recommend you check out. We were lucky enough to have festival director Richard Sowada review Burn, a documentary following a Detroit fire department, of all things, just for us.
Hi, my name is Richard Sowada. I'm director of the Revelation Perth International Film Festival, and I'm here to give you a film review of the week. Now, I'm going to recommend that you watch the documentary from the United States, Burn, directed by Tom Putnam and Brenna Sanchez. It's a fantastic slice of life, spending a year on the front line, basically, with the Detroit Fire Department. Detroit busted out, destroyed economically, and lost more than 2/3 of its population in recent years. It's a city literally on fire, and this documentary demonstrates what it takes to keep a city alive. It's filled with great Detroit rock music. It really moves along very fast. It's got incredible action in it as these fire people are fighting the most incredible fires. It's really exciting, great to watch, brilliant documentary. You cannot miss Burn. Available on Rev On Demand, actually, if you go to the Rev website. Bye for now.
Definitely stay tuned to the Blender for more film reviews in the coming episodes. And still on matters celluloid, or video at least, Aussie-Irish comedian and radio presenter Ciaran Lyons has compiled his top 5 shows to watch in ISO.
Hey, I'm Ciaran Lyons, and look, during isolation, I've been looking through my cupboards and I've been trying to find the top 5 snacks of stuff that I've had in there forever. I'm going to finish them all off before COVID-19 ends. So my 5th choice was nuts and pretzel crunch mix. I don't really like nuts at all, and I think that's something during isolation. I think, you better yourself, and I think I'm going to force myself to just like nuts. Number 4 was Uncle Ben's special fried rice. I don't even remember when I bought this. And I don't even remember why. I mean, this could have been when I first moved in. I'm not really a big fan of hot food, and this has got like chili and things and rice. So I think I'm gonna give it a crack as well. Capsicum. So why not? Hard and soft taco kit. I actually like tacos, and it was only like the top shelf. It's amazing what you find. The top shelf at the very back. The expiry date is the 2nd of February 2020, but I feel like if it's in within 6 months, it's fine. So, Diet Right Apple Raspberry Cordial. So I've never heard of I've heard of Diet Coke and Diet Soft Drink, but I thought cordial was fancy enough. No added sugar, but then if you look at the back, there is a fair bit of sugar. Ritz biscuits, without a doubt, just absolutely love them. You can put Ritz with anything. You can put it with cheese, you can put it with ham, you can put it with tacos, you can put it with the nuts, you can put it with anything, you can put it with Uncle Ben's, you can put it with anything.
Thanks, Ciaran. And now we head back to the Scenestr TV vault, where New York City's Too Many Zoos took to Brisbane's rail network, zooting, drumming and jamming.
Public transport has never looked so exciting. It's no wonder they have 500,000 Facebook likes. And that's also us for this week. If you've liked what you've seen, why not subscribe to catch all the action from around Australia in next week's episode. Bye, guys.
See ya.